So I was living in Utah at the time I had this dream. I must have been about 11. But what I saw was these men in black uniforms. They came through from the north, from Beaver area, through Parowan, Utah, Enoch, Utah, and in through Cedar City. They had semi trucks and very mechanized, very methodical, very well organized troops. They seemed to be not extremely tall. So they could have been, I don't want to speculate on who they were. I have my opinions on who they could have been, but I saw these troops in black. They were all wearing black uniforms, just like a light black. They went through and they gathered every single animal they could find. They gathered horses and cows and dogs and cats and sheep and goats and chickens. And if you had a pet, they took it. And if you resisted, they killed you. And they wiped the area clean, all the way from where my vision opened north of Parowan till it closed. They had ransacked all of Cedar City. They weren't intent on killing people. They did kill you if you resisted, but they left you alone if you didn't. But their goal was to take all of the livestock, and I had the impression that they were running low on food wherever they were, and they were trying to resupply their people. So the other part of my vision is a group came up from Las Vegas through into St. George, and the vision I had is the people in St. George thought they were safe. They thought they were going to build a city of light and be protected. And so they built this place. It was over by the new reservoir, the new lake outside of St. George, and they built this tent city, and the troops came through, took all the animals, and put a fence around this city, this tent city, and basically turned it into a FEMA camp. And these people got imprisoned in that city. And everyone who wasn't in that city, the people from town, were kind of mocking them and laughing at them like, you guys were crazy being out there in your tents, being weirdos, and now you're stuck in a FEMA camp and you'll never get out. I mean, at this point, people realized that the FEMA camps were a death trap. And so there are a lot of people patting themselves on the back because they didn't go live in a tent. Well, then the real troops came in. The attack came. This attack was intended for St. George and Cedar City. They got through St. George. St. George did not fare very well. There were a few people that escaped into Santa Clara and up toward Burl, but not very many. The city got trounced. But as they proceeded north towards Cedar City, the entire army got stopped and got beat back past St. George, past the gorge, into Nevada. And the people in the tent city in St. George got liberated at that point. And they ended up, even though they thought they were trapped in this FEMA camp and they were destined to die, and a lot of people thought that, it turns out that the people in that camp fared much better than the rest of the people in the city. So that was that dream.